conference that was not sanctioned by you guys. Yes. Yes. It's not sanctioned. Yes. The streamers that are here are sanctioned. The ones that have been out. Yes. You guys don't want anything else but the sanctioned streamers. I'm sanctioned. Yes.
Am I sanctioned too?
I have no idea at this point how you guys are pointing at people, especially people who've been invested in the convoy. Like the fact that we've been invested in it for a month.
I've been invested in it longer than you.
Cool. You've been invested longer than the start.
You guys saying I just showed
No, you weren't here at the start.
Oh, okay.
It didn't start here in Hagertown. It started in California.
That's where I'm from, you fucking moron. Like I said that from the beginning, you're on the stream.
You said you started here.
No, I came from Arizona. My last place is Arizona.
So you didn't start here?
How do I live here if in Arizona? Like, everything I own is in Arizona. I came up, my whole family's in California. I went up, followed it out. I've been documenting. I have pictures from all the different overpasses. I've been following from the front, from the behind, going to interviewing every single person on the way, not just the convoy, all the people involved.
Are you a sanctioned streamer? Are you a sanctioned streamer?
No, because you guys are fucking bullshit. You guys are sitting here getting funds, getting paid for bullshit for what you guys want to pursue, what you guys want to show.
You calling me bullshit?
If you're with Jersey J, yeah, you are.
He's racist. He's now a racist in Arizona.
What do you say that was racist?
That's racist, dude. That's racist.
I was just at a Breonna Taylor rally.
Then you are a leftist, because Breonna Taylor was the criminal.
I support both sides of the thing. I'm here,
Guys, that's all we needed. Thank you.
I've been at Stop the Steal rallies. I've been at all different types of freedom rallies. I support people.
Too late, man.
I support people.
It's over for you, bro. You lost, man.
It's over for you guys, unfortunately.
Here, take the L. Take that.
There is no L here. You guys are gaslighting.
You just gas Black Lives Matter. How is that not virtue signaling? He said my life is bullshit because I'm part of Jersey J. What the heck?
I've
Come
been
on,
part of
bro.
Stop the Steal things too.
Here,
I've been
bro,
part
take
of multiple
this.
freedom events.
Take that.
I'm a gun rights activist. If you look at Arizona on my record, you'd know. Everybody from Arizona listening to this knows my record. I'm Brandon Jackson.
Like you support BLM, you're a Marxist.
I'm not a Marxist. I'm a libertarian.
I support BLM.
I believe in freedom for all. I don't believe in
You're a
harassing
Marxist.
communists for being communists. I believe in talking to them and understanding what they're
support
about.
BLM?
I understand talking to
you
far
support
right
BLM?
radicals too. Like obviously
Do
you guys are
support BLM?
authoritarians.
Do you support BLM?
Obviously you guys are authoritarians. I'm
Do you
talking to
support
you guys
BLM?
too. Huh?
Do you support BLM?
The organization or the movement?
Do you support BLM?
The movement and individuals involved, yes. The organization, no.
Do you support BLM?
The individuals and people, yes. The organization,
So
no.
you support
I
BLM?
answered you. You are trying to get a different thing than
So
what you're
you
answering.
support God? I just want you yes
Do
or
I
no.
support God? Yes.
BLM.
The people? Yes. The organization?
I'm asking for a
No.
yes or no. Do you
The
support
organization who
BLM?
robs people? No.
So you support BLM?
The organization? No. I'm a libertarian. I have a very good libertarian voting record. I'm not a fucking magatard. I'm not a fucking hardcore authoritarian. I'm not a back the blues. I mean, these officers are doing their job and they're doing great, but I hold people accountable. I'm a libertarian. I believe in freedom for all. I believe in free market. I believe in free market economics. I believe in LGBT rights. I believe in all people's rights. And I'm a free market capitalist. But just because people's Convoy is here to what? You don't believe in free market? I personally am an anarcho-capitalist. I believe in a free market and a free society. In the people's convoy. I don't believe in giant crony corporations. I don't believe in giant crony government. I believe in what does that have to do with because of the people's movement. It's people. It does, and it's also freedom. It's a freedom. I think that's where. Yes, People's Convoy has hijacked it. You guys have and you guys have other people. Heard Brian say, it's not a movement by the people. It's not a movement by the people. Right now, it's a movement by a small group of people that want people one thing, and there's something completely wrong. That's what's going on. And what's going on is that you haven't been to the drivers' meetings. You picked up the class, and I've heard that
Thank you, Christy. And yeah, right, the Merrick's resurrection.
I'm Jay Matt. Remember when he read on the stage, I want to talk to Jay Matt. I'm going to give her 20 to 30 minutes because she wrote me this letter. I'm still waiting for that 20 to 30 minutes. I chased him around like a puppy for 2 days trying to get that 20 to 30 minutes. And I still have, I've been trying to get a meeting since the 11th. organizers about my concerns, and I still haven't got it. So, and now I'm getting evicted because I was asking questions and voicing my concerns.
I'm telling you right now, I don't play that shit.
It's not what you're doing to us as harassment.
Hey, how's it going? I kind of just got. What happened?
So were you there for the morning meeting when I gathered everybody and
Yeah.
said prayer, and then I essentially was trying to advocate for just for we the people, and,
Right.
And I was trying to create some unity, and so I spoke about the fact that there was a location on the docket. This wasn't there was no work done by the organizers to make that happen, but there was a group who I was very close with, and they just from talking and seeing what everything was about, they essentially were like very frustrated because they had all these meetings set up. They had brought this location to the attention of the organizers and had everything set up. All the paperwork was done. All we needed was a signature. It's a great location, and and unfortunately they were met with they weren't met. They canceled meetings, and so when I tried to come to them and ask why that happened or ask why certain people got booted, I was met with either no answers or just kind of told that's the way it's got to be, and they kind of expect us to just fall in line as soldiers, and if that's what it was advertised as, okay, I could get behind that, but this is a freedom convoy, and as free people, we should be able to voice our concerns without just being taken out of our family. This really is a family here, but the organizers, they don't want to be they don't have anything to do with that. And so yeah, it's concerning to say the least. And I'm not here for myself. You really didn't want to do this. They wanted me to drive on in like Trojan horse or whatever Brandon said. I was like, no, that's not a good idea, because I don't know if you know, but right after the meeting, it wasn't actually right after the meeting. It was like a few hours after, because Jay met and I took her to lunch, treated her to lunch, and we got a propane. When we came back, James was out here on outside the gate, and he's been staying with me. So I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he was like, armed security, they're waiting for you. They're gonna kick you out as soon as you go in. I was like, dude, what? Right. So we went in, and sure enough, the armed security comes along and tells me I have to leave. Wouldn't identify themselves. So I said, well, how am I supposed to know your security if you're not identifying yourself? Can we have, an organizer come and explain to me why I'm being kicked out of here?
Yeah.
And all they said was the incident this morning. I said, well, can we elaborate on that a little bit? Can I have a conversation and explain where I was coming from? And that there was no opportunity for that.
You can almost make something out.
So I said, all right, well, let's get the police here, because I want to make sure you guys are actually security. So they did come and told me that I'd be listed for trespassing if I came back. And so I left, and I had to really reflect, because if I had acted on reaction, then it wouldn't have been good. So I took a couple of days to simmer, and and then essentially a lot of people kept calling and said, we don't agree with this, we're leaving because of this. And that broke me. I was like, this was not the point. Like, I didn't want to create division with this. I wanted to create unity. I thought that if the people and the organizers came together to create a location for the next place we're going to be living, that would be a show of coming together and community. And so that's all I was trying to do. I've been here advocating for people all the time. But people have attacked me and said, you're Antifa, you're here for the wrong reasons, instead of just asking these questions. But most people know me here.
So what happened tonight?
But tonight we just came to maybe try to have a conversation with Brian or one of the organizers as to why not only myself but other people were kicked out. because we hadn't had those explanations, that transparency, and so we kind of wanted to get a clear answer as to what was going, the reasons as to why people were just being booted. I mean, we're supposed to be welcoming, right? We're supposed to like be for everybody.
Ricky, I've been, I mean, just through word of mouth to people, I think you're a good person.
Thank you.
I love you, brother. I don't
think
know.
you're a
I
good person.
can't. I would love to see you back in here. I can't comment. The biggest debacle I've heard about the whole situation is something to do with a Boogaloo group, and I don't know enough about that group to comment on it.
Yeah.
But
I ain't a
that
boogie.
might be a source of the issue of some of the tension of. I don't know if it's a radical group. Some people are saying it is. I don't know, but you might need to publicly denounce any ties with that group. You might need to. You've got to clear your name from any association with something that's not representing you.
I'm not tied with them, but I do have, brothers, people who I brought into my home here, and supported them. And if I don't think that they are. I know that they're not an extreme organization.
Okay.
They go to events, to make sure that the peace is maintained.
Okay.
And you can do your research. If things get out of hand after trying to keep things peaceful, then they're there, to protect the people. And I feel like I'm here to protect the people. I'm not a boo, but I can align with some of their ideas of protecting the people and trying to do right by the people.
At the end of the day, you're just a man. If somebody pulls that crap, and just say, I'm a man. Like if somebody's like, you're a boogaloo boy, get out. No,
I'm a man. Yeah, I'm a man. And, that's about it. I have a family here, and it's sad. It was a sad thing when, as I'm hugging and loving on people, the security guards are threatening me, harassing me, and it was a bad look, man. And I said that. I said, look, can we work this out? Because I don't want this to look bad. Like, I don't want this to muddy the message. We're not here for this.
Right.
And so I really did not want it to come to this. And,
Right.
So
but I told them
why are there cops here? What happened with that?
So they called them, and now Brandon is arguing with them.
Because
They were very nice to me, and
Right.
I was very respectful. They just asked me to move.
I don't
So
know.
I did, and
Well, yeah,
I think we made our presence felt, and that the fact that we're not backing down from the fight, and that we want to continue to try to create some unity.
Yeah.
And that's that. I don't care about clearing my name or any of that. I care about doing right by the people, and I'm not seeing that happen. And I would love to come back. Like right now, I wouldn't, even if they were welcoming to me, because I got a seat to change. Talk is cheap, but once I see that things are making a change for the better, then I would love to come back and do whatever I can.
Yeah.
But
Well, I think that I think you handled it pretty well with cooperating with the police. I don't know how far into the resistance this guy is planning to go, but that's where more of the scene
I think
is.
I'm gonna go and ask him.
So you have to think about how to handle yourself when the police get involved and things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where a lot of the things we see that become a big scene and a big news is by simply people just not cooperating with the
And
law.
I was not
you know what
aware
I mean?
that he wanted to create this big of a scene. I told him, I said, please, let's not let the cops get involved. Like, can we just come and try to have a conversation, do it peacefully, and not try to cause a big scene? And he said, yeah, you have my word. I will. If the cops come, we're out of here.
That's what he said.
And now he's.
So if that's the case, you really have to see. You might have to weed your garden, brother, because you have to understand where if you're associating yourself with certain individuals and they're pulling you into
their own
situations
agendas or
and putting
whatever.
your name, co-signing your name into something that might not be something you would normally do. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I could have come here by myself and it would have been a lot calmer.
Right.
Because I wouldn't have, let it get to this point.
Right.
And but still, it still would have been the same outcome. This is not important. We're not important. They've shown that, and it's just frustrating when you look into people's faces and see the concern. These are people that you love and care for, and you're like, shoot, like what can I do? And there's a gentleman, the individual who brought the big flag out in Indianapolis. He brought it out here too.
Yeah.
Dane is his name.
Yeah.
Great freaking guy, and he spent like the he's absolutely broke. He spent $2,600 just to get the flag from Indianapolis to Hagertown. He was told by Brian that he'd be taken care of for that. And he's over at a hotel. Thank goodness he's got a sponsor that's putting him up. Right? He can't get any money from his family. I just happened to. I went to the hotel to get a shower, and he's a very prideful man. It wasn't until I was like, are you okay? Do you need anything? That he said, I'm broke. I don't have any money, and my family won't provide for it. And I've been waiting to be taken care of for the money I've spent for this convoy. It broke my heart, man. And so I gave him the last $100 bill I had, and thank goodness I did, because the following morning, this morning he had one urgent event. Wow. Yeah. So it's like, thank you, Jesus.
Right, yeah.
Thank you, baby Jesus.
Right, so you still listen. Yes, God give us ears to see, hear, eyes to see. Yes. So, brother, just don't give up, man. You might have to weed your garden. You got
You're right
to use
about
discernment.
Yeah, I'm separating myself from my skills.
Right.
This is not what I'm about. I'm about staying calm, handling things peacefully. There is something to be said about, if things can't be handled peacefully, which absolutely shouldn't. Jersey Jay's getting involved. You stir the pot, man.
Well, it's just being stirred in general. I don't think it's just one. It's a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
And so,
And this is my family, man. I hate to see him fight. I want to go over there and break this up.
right.
Go for it. He'll listen to you.
That's all we represent. You just said we're here for people, not here for any dimension.
You just said
Dimension in any way, shape, or
start
form.
over. That is a very different agenda.
I know.
than
Did
what
I
we've been
say
hearing
any way,
from
shape, or
people's
form?
convoy.
Let's pursue a libertarian agenda. Let's pursue a boogaloo thing. Let's pursue an Antifa thing. Let's
That's
pursue
not
a
what we're doing here.
Proud Boys thing. Did I say anything like
You heard
that?
something different?
I did not say any of that. I've been saying people from the beginning, and you're gaslighting.
No, I've heard them
Your
say
streamers are hearing you.
with how they're
Your
doing
streamers are
things,
hearing you
may not
gaslight.
belong
They
here.
know what's going on.
It sounds like that's what's happened is you don't belong here
Get your
because
attention. You're fucking mandatory.
Can we shake hands? We're family here, man. Can we shake hands?
I don't have a problem, but I know this gentleman and his
Can we shake
rhetoric,
hands here? Come
and
on.
he gets upset with me and starts calling names because he doesn't know. Well, no, you don't. I've actually given you facts.
We called him a boogaloo boy.
When's the last time you were at the
Take a
driver's
step
meeting?
back, please. Take a step back.
When was the last time you were at a driver's
Let's get back to
Take a
productive
step back.
conversation. Have
Either
some
one.
respect for
That
each
was
other.
the last time you were at the
Just shake hands.
I sleep.
Well, you weren't here last night. You
Sorry
got
to
kicked
wake up
out.
at 8 a.m. and we've had people go relay information to us because not everybody wants to get up at 8 a.m. We're
Which
up
is
at
the last one you physically attended?
last night.
You weren't here last night.
What?
You
I
got
was
kicked
here
out,
last
correct?
night. I was sleeping in my Type R in the back.
Oh, in the back.
We have
going
here
anywhere.
community. I was here last night. Don't
So
tell
you
me I
don't
was not
have
here. I have everybody back there that knows I was here.
So you don't
You're
do the morning
gaslighting. You're
meetings.
making up bullshit. And that's what you do.
So you don't do the morning meetings. So
we had
as
people,
far as
we had
hearing
people that
what's
you
going
kicked
on
out that was
and
relaying
people's
to
convoy,
us. We've said this
you've not been
multiple
involved.
times
They're
to
live
you.
stream.
You're repeating the same thing I've told you multiple times. We've had people that go to morning meetings.
So you don't hear it yourself.
We have our
You
trusted
get
people that
secondhand information
from
that
our
is then
trusted
making
people that are
judgments
in
with
our
no
group and
evidence.
that we
And that is what we're hearing from you now.
Yeah, I go to night
Yeah.
ones, they go day ones. We share info.
Right. So you're not hearing it firsthand. You're
When your
getting
best friend
secondhand
comes over and
information.
starts talking to you like a real person,
Yes. So
who
my
would you
point
trust?
is, you're making accusations about things that you don't have evidence of, and then you're telling me I'm gaslighting. Because I'm telling you what I'm hearing at the driver's meeting that contradicts exactly what you're saying.
The sanctioned
And I'm
meetings.
guessing that there's a reason
That
why
have
your receipts
sanctioned
weren't
meetings
paid
and
because
sanctioned
they don't
people to
fall
talk.
into what they've asked for and what they can.
So only the narrative that you guys
No.
are portraying is allowed to be
Not at all.
out there.
Not at
and
all.
talk about it.
That is
heard
what
the
you said.
allegations.
I've heard the
That's what you
allegations
said.
that you've put
No,
forward,
you
and I've
said-
looked into it myself, and I found that
your
it's not
group,
true.
That's your group and that you're being
It's
put
not
into
my
you.
group.
Then why aren't there other
I
media
please
sources
speak?
out here?
Can I-
Why aren't
Well,
there
that's a
anybody
great
else?
question,
There's
and I
sanctioned
think that's
people-
been addressed
there's
as well.
sanctioned people
There's
that
reason
are out here that are allowed
the
to be
media
out
doesn't
here.
want to be out here for some
I
reason.
can't, dude. Please, thank you, Simon.
So,
Can we shake hands, man?
no,
Please.
I don't need to shake hands.
I'll shake your hand.
I think you're wrong, and I know differently, and I've asked the questions you've been asking, and I've gotten the answers.
can't be a bar.
And you're saying things that are inflammatory and not true.
Look, man, I love you. I love you.
I'm sorry, I don't want to. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I should, you know, I should just come by myself, but none come at all.
How are you connected to the Boogaloo Boys?
I'm not. I'm a man.
You're going around name calling now, man. Don't be name calling.
Yeah.
He said he's part of the
No,
Boogaloo.
no,
No, he didn't.
He never did.
He did not.
He actually did.
No,
he
he
said
didn't.
he.
Everything's on camera, so be
not
careful.
you, the other guy.
Oh, he
Well,
didn't.
he
Then why ask him
doesn't
about
speak
it?
for me. He doesn't
Right.
speak for me.
I was asking how you were connected to him.
Well, I'm not connected. I mean, we're all brothers and sisters here, man, and you know we should be a family. And throwing accusations and trying to throw each other under the bus. I don't want. That's not what I want.
That's exactly what I
came
saw
here for.
him doing was making accusations that didn't have any facts to them.
Yeah, and he doesn't speak for me.
And that's fine.
I hate to see this turn into something like this. But you should be able to have conversations. So keep it calm, sir. Gentle. And yeah, I don't agree with how he handled this. You know, if you want to shake my hand, I think that would be a sign of unity here. I don't
But you
hate
sort of
you.
did the same thing from what we saw at the drivers' meeting 2 mornings ago.
Do you know who I am?
The DJ.
Yeah, you know how long I've been here? So providing my own speakers.
I know when
providing
you
my
showed up,
time. Yeah, when did I show up?
You were here the day after we got here.
Well, I participated in the first drive, so I was essentially here.
You were here
At
that
Hagertown.
the Friday that the convoy showed up
Yeah,
here.
I went to a DC march first because I don't really do the social media thing, and all I heard was like, yeah, truckers are going to march first. So I was there, and I was like, where's everybody? This is bad, but you know, then I got back on social media and started talking to some people, and then figured out everybody was here.
So I have a friend that sells camera gear from you.
For me?
Yeah. Do you sell camera gear on Facebook?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I sold some batteries.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's your buddy?
Albert.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I know Albert.
So, okay. I guess you still owe him something from that. There was some problem with that sale.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's funny because he heard your name the other morning.
What is it,
You
like a
introduced
battery I
yourself to
forgot to
everybody.
pack or something like that?
What's that?
Was it like a probably like a battery or something? I'll
Yeah,
go
you-
and
you
I
sold- you sold
haven't
them some
checked my
batteries.
Facebook messages and that's probably where, and I don't have notifications or anything.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely get in touch with them. Thank you for telling me that.
You should.
Yeah.
Check out Albert. Make sure you.
I know.
Cover.
Absolutely. Oh, thank you for being here. Yeah. No, we'll go. I got my bus there. We can go. I'm gonna shake hands, man. But, thank you. Appreciate you. I love you.
He was kind. I gotta give the guy a hand.
So were you here from the beginning when they showed up?
I joined in Oklahoma. Oh, from here?
Like from what happened tonight? Cause okay, and so did those Ricky and then his friend? I don't know who his friend is. Did they just kind of show up, or what happened?
Yeah.
And then how did the cops end up being called? Like, did someone come out to talk to them?
Ricky didn't try to go through the gate.
Right.
He parked here. And then they told him he couldn't go in. And he parked here.
Mm-hmm.
And then he started to speak. And then he said, well, can we get Brian up here? He said, I'm not on private property. I'm on public roadway to a public park. and we're just having a conversation.
Mhm.
And so somebody went down and asked Brian to come up, and he said he couldn't. He was in a meeting, but that he would talk to Ricky tomorrow.
Right.
And and then they said the security told me that either they're going to leave and come back tomorrow, or they're going to call the police. Okay, so then I guess Ricky and them decided to wait for the police, and they've been very kind and told us, told Ricky he wasn't doing anything wrong, just asked him to move the bus so he wasn't blocking traffic, and yeah.
And then, so you said that you were kicked out, or you were.
The security here tonight I've heard them discussing getting rid of me, which they already invited me to leave the day that they kicked Ricky out. I questioned their behavior and their procedures that day, and they
Why is he getting arrested?
They're asking about a gun. Yeah, it's about a gun.
Really? Wait, did that just come out?
Yeah.
Wait, sorry, hold on.
Go ahead.
My content.
Right here.
He did? Oh my god. You're just like standing next to this. I got turned up into craziness right now.
All I have is audio too, Mo. All I have is the audio. If you look at the left, the phone cracked.
This guy was.
This guy sucks.
Right, yeah.
I'm not familiar with this guy, the way I thought.
By a bunch of men with firearms on them. We're sworn to defend the Constitution, but they don't want to lose their jobs. Extortion-funded jobs that are shoved down their throats.
Here, let's get out of the road.
Your responsibility to do the right thing supersedes any responsibility you think you have to obey some politician.
We're all human beings. There is leadership. It's called the People's Convoy.
Wait, so if I
And
came here because I
there's
wanted
30
to
truckers that
join
are
the
the
People's
organizers of the
Convoy,
convoy.
and then they're going to say that I have to follow their leadership?
Well, they've said it in their drivers' meeting. They said if you don't agree with how we're doing this, and you want to do something different outside of that, you probably don't belong here, was pretty much the words that were said.
Other people here don't feel like they're doing the right thing. Talk to them and they're still
And they've said this
not
may
all
not be the
anarchists,
place
they're
for
just
you
everybody.
if you don't agree
Everybody
with
here.
how they're going about doing it.
That's not what I'm talking about here. We support what you guys are doing.
Yeah, we came here.
Yeah.
I think
Keep
this
saying you
movement
guys.
is way
I'm just
bigger
pressed.
than.
I'm just.
Well, you seem to be saying that there's a people.
Well, no, I've been at all the meetings every morning and every night, and I've heard what's been said,
I've been
so
here
I'm
for
giving you
like
that
over
back.
a month. I mean, it's just
I knew
because they
you said
say
that.
something, just because they say something. I mean, it's a free country. We're
They've
here.
made it kind of clear what their mission is and what they're trying to do.
Kind of.
That's what I keep hearing.
I mean, I agree with your guys' mission. Yeah. To end all emergency mandates, the Emergency Powers Act. Fuck
You
yeah.
obviously don't agree with how they're going about doing it.
I said a lot of people here, actually, I have been interviewing them since you
You know, I've met people that would like to do something a little more aggressive.
You're not being
They
effective
still
like this.
are.
For what?
Well, I just asked you, you seem to not agree with
I do
how the
agree
People's
with
Convoy
how-
is running things.
Oh,
and
wait,
the
if they're kicking
organization
people
is.
out, yeah, I don't, that's weird. That doesn't seem right.
Yeah, I don't agree with it either.
I thought you were talking about the other.
I think that this whole movement is way bigger than what they're making it out to be, and they're trying to force a very specific objective. We all want freedom. You know, we want freedom from tyranny, freedom from these regulations. I'm sorry, not the regulations.
Regulations sometimes.
Doing while we're here, you know, and so it's just there's a lot of people who are like, well,
There's a ton of problems that need to get solved in the world. They're focused on something very specific that's attainable right this second that needs to happen to save multiple people so we can go back to work and get our lives back.
yeah.
I'm one of those people. So when I say we, I agree with that because I'm one of those people as well. However, you want other things. I've talked to other people that would like to see them do more on the trucking aspect.
Yeah.
But they've also made it very clear this is about those specific problems that we're all facing, and that's what they're focused on. They're going to get that, and then maybe go do some other things after that.
As long as they're not squelching free speech.
One of the things I noticed with the Ricky Bobby incident was Ricky Bobby had been there for I think 15 or 16 days providing his equipment there, voluntarily providing it. When they kicked him out, from what I was hearing, they didn't even know his name. He'd been there for 15 days. They didn't even know his name. He got up on stage, and it didn't. I saw what happened. I don't attend it physically, but I watched the live streams.
Yes.
And I saw what happened. And I didn't, when I saw it, I was like, okay, I kind of understand there's a couple of almost details that they didn't want him to say, and he didn't. But he almost did, right? And they didn't like it. And I was like, I still don't know that it was an appropriate response. And just the fact that they would kick him out after all that service that he did and call him some liberal something. And he was upset because when they took the mic from him, it's his equipment. And they started trash talking him with his own equipment, don't even know his name. And he's like, what do you mean? He's not. So he took the mic back,
So
or
you
whatever
feel
it
it's
was.
his place.
It was his property, the speakers, and they weren't giving. They're not giving the people the respect that they deserve. You know, we're here too. We've sacrificed. We want what the truckers want, and we want more. We want to be able to make this as effective as possible, and not just.
How many leaders do you think we should be?
I think that leadership should be a fluid thing. You could have 100 leaders. You could have 10 leaders.
Sure.
You could have one leader. You could have no leaders. You could have everyone leading themselves. Whatever it is, I think it should be decentralized. I think that the people up on stage should be free to do their thing. They shouldn't try to, step on other people. I think what Ricky did was fine. I mean, if they had just kind of ignored it and then talked to him afterward and been like, hey, look, man, you've been here with us all this time. Here's what happened and here's why we didn't want that to happen and we don't want it to happen again. Approaching him respectfully rather than this authoritarian, like, no, you can't say that, and getting up and then like, we don't know, that has nothing to do with us, blah, blah. And I'm like, wait a minute, like, that is kind of what I was hoping we would start to see.
also been
and I'm
zero.
part of this. I quit my job and sold my house,
There's been zero respect for the fact that these are younger people too. These are 25-year-olds.
Why does that matter?
Because they're still learning how to handle the situation. The elders should be teaching them and walking them through how to be better. They're not just kicking them out.
Sure.
Yeah, Ricky Buddy loves this Convoy. Loves us
Yeah.
all.
And foster care most
Yeah.
of my life.
He was just trying
And
to
I
help.
know when all these kids out here need to be protected from. Because I was in child sex trafficking for 2 years. For 2 years when I was a baby. From the time I was 1 until I was almost 3. And I know what this government is up to. And I know about all this sex trafficking that they're doing. I have been keeping track of it. They have rescued almost 1,200 to 2,000 kids in Ukraine. Russia has from child sex trafficking. And more are coming every single day. And we're sitting here funding a country that is.
What does that have to do with what we're talking about right now?
Oh, well, yeah, okay.
We're talking about, he's saying that it's young people and they need to be treated differently because they're young people and taught.
They need to be mentored, not
sure,
kicked
sure.
out.
Yeah.
Well, I just think
it
that
sounds like
I think more transparency would be the best thing.
Okay.
Because there's all these questions of what's happening and, oh, don't say that. And it's like, who's saying what? There just needs to be transparency, a sit down, you know, something like that, so that everyone's in the dark, you know, and in their own ways. And I think that's not healthy, ultimately. I think this can thrive and do awesome things, but, you know, where's the transparency? There have been rumors and things, and some people are very confident in them, and I've not
You said the key word, which is rumors. There's been a lot of rumors. And we've
well,
seen
they
it over
may
the
be
last
more
30
than
days,
rumors. That's the
and
thing.
It's built even more since we've been here in Hagertown.
And that's why we need transparency. If there's a rumor, it needs to be, you know, brought to the forefront in some setting.
Your friend that just got arrested was spouting all of those rumors that I've been hearing for 2 weeks now that we've talked about and found out what's been going on. He didn't want to listen to an elder and hear, based on what's been said and done, to counter those rumors. And now he's in a squad car going somewhere. But yet, I understand you have an opinion and you're supposed to have that, but you don't like how things are being run. Is it your place to
Well, I mean,
okay? We all need to be influencing each other to take care of these matters. And
that's an opinion, and we're trying to understand where.
So I have a specific belief around authority, and it's that all authority comes from ownership. So if anything, the property owner would have the ability to delegate authority over his own property, and I think that was laid out to some extent here tonight. And it was the first I'd ever heard. One of the gentlemen who was up here with glasses and part of security, I think he had claimed, had said, I have a deed by the owner for protection. First I'd heard of it, you know, and if everyone had known that at some point and it had been communicated, a lot of this stuff could have been, you know, prevented.
Did you ever hear them talk about the idea of policing? I'm going to use ourselves because that was the word that they used.
Yeah,
They said it's up to us to police ourselves from the far left and the far right because this is a movement of the people.
Yes.
And you did hear that.
I have heard that from other people, like on the security team who were walking around, and I'm not good with the names. I've heard self-governance, and we're making an example of
policing, looking out for one another, making sure that bad elements are right. It's up to us to police ourselves. Right. Okay.
And that's our responsibility ultimately. Anyway, like at any point. Go ahead.
You don't. It sounds like you don't believe in this idea that there is an organization and there's people who make decisions for the People's Convoy as an organization and the movement that we're at.
Well, I mean, I think there is an organization called the People's Convoy, and I even came in with that specific convoy, but it was never. I don't think that it was ever a centralized movement. I think people had an idea. The people who first started this. What's the guy's name? Brian? Is that his name? The guy that gets up on stage every time.
The guy that gets up on stage. I would think of you.
Here's the tip of how all this got started.
I'm not here for the leadership. I'm not here for the leadership, and I don't pay attention to the names. We've been watching the live streams. I don't pay attention to whose names or what.
Sounds like you've been at a completely different event than everyone else when you don't know who Brian is and what his position is.
No, I've been
within the People's Convoy.
I've been here and I'm aware, I hear the names, but my focus is not on who the leadership is in their own initiatives. My focus is talking about philosophy, the philosophy behind what they're here to do. And I support them in that way. That's why I put my job name here. There's a philosophy behind why those things.
Convoy. You're here for your own agenda.
Support the people's convoy.
We're here to support the
But yet
People's
you
Convoy.
don't know
literally.
who the People's Convoy is.
No, it's us. That is all of us. All of us.
But I asked you very specifically.
Brian is
who
not the
leadership
People's
of
Convoy.
the
That's
People's Convoy is.
I
And it's been
staunchly
discussed a lot.
oppose the idea that Brian is the People's Convoy and gets to say what all of us are here for. That's just not the
You
case.
would actually hear that Brian is one of the people that gets up on stage.
Yeah.
There's actually 30. He said it multiple times. He said it in a meeting with Ted Cruz that there's 30 drivers that started this movement.
Mm-hmm.
It was led and started by the drivers. But
The
it's
Canadian
about the
drivers,
people.
right? This was an
They're just
example of the
spearhead
Canadian.
is the word that he's used.
I wanted to join the Canadian drivers, but I can't go past the border, you know. And I decided this would be a good opportunity. In Oklahoma, I was like, well, I can join these drivers because I do support ending the mandates, ending the Emergency Powers Act. I do support that. There's a philosophy behind why I support it, and I wanted to come here and talk to people about that because I think there's a foundation that needs to be led if we're going to have lasting freedom and lasting protection from things like Emergency Powers Act, you know, among other
But it
things.
seems like you've ignored the whole idea of what the People's Convoy is. And well, yeah, exactly. That's the point. Is that
Because
we're
I-
talking about the leadership.
I think you just didn't want to talk about Brad.
It's
Brian's-
not about Brian.
Brian's
It's,
one
it's
guy.
about the People's Convoy and the reason you're upset. And I'm trying to understand if you actually are aware of what the People's Convoy is about.
Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds like you've missed a lot.
What do you think we did?
There's a lot of
We've been going
miscommunication.
to every
You don't know who
campfire.
Brian is
We've been
or
going to every
Brian
single
is.
campfire talking
Brian
to people
is
this
just
whole
a
time.
guy, okay?
Yes,
Okay, he's just a guy. He's not.
absolutely.
Okay,
I
this
agree.
is for the people.
Yes.
Okay, he's just a guy.
We're not here to support
But
Brian.
there's still an organization that is running the People's Convoy. And
The
what we've
people
been
are
talking
the
about-
people are running it, and then he's taking an initiative over a specific part of that convoy. That's how I view it, because no one here signed their name and said I agree to abide by everything that Brian says in his agenda. And no one did that. We came, we were like, yeah, we support your message. We're coming. We're going to support you, and we sacrificed.
So
yeah. Go ahead.
then to go here then.
Yeah.
What is the flag that is in the middle of the flatbed truck?
What do you mean?
The truck that is the convoy. There's a flag on. Do you know what that flag is and what it represents?
I've seen multiple flags on multiple
flags
different
are-
parts of
Flag
it.
in the middle, the big flag.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the big American flag that's in the middle of that flatbed trailer.
Yeah.
You've been here
The gigantic one?
I think you know exactly.
We've been with the convoy. Every time we've gone with the convoy, we've seen multiple legs
owner
of
of
the
that
convoy,
flag
different
is also
stretches of the
big.
Tell me
convoy.
what that flag is and where it came from.
We never know who the head convoy. We never know who's in the front or the head. We've always been with the four-wheel vehicles following.
In the flatbed that
Yeah,
they
the flatbed that they were doing.
do all their speeches from.
Yeah.
I'll take you down.
Yeah, why does that?
The 70-year-old flag.
Why does that matter? What flag? I don't pay attention to flags. I don't care about flags. I'm not a flag guy. I'm not a flag guy. I don't care about it.
It doesn't matter. It shows us that you have no idea.
Because I don't know what a flag was, I don't know what it's about, and I wouldn't have quit my job and sold my house to come here because I support what it's all about.
COVID vaccine
That's
mask
what we've
mandate.
just learned.
Dr. Fauci.
You don't know anything about the people's
No, your
Convoy.
argument is shit, is what we've learned.
Flag that's on that.
Your argument is shit. You said you can't name the flag and you don't know the name of this guy? Oh, you don't know what they're about then.
I'm not.
And yes, I've just learned who you are as well, based on the fact that you don't know what's going
That
on.
we don't know the flag on one of the
There's been
trucks.
too much paranoia here in general. It's getting ridiculous.
And you don't represent anyone here whatsoever.
They represent a whole
He's
lot.
trying to make a narrative. He's trying to make a narrative.
I'm going to stay on maybe 2 minutes.
His questions are specifically targeted at making you look like you don't know what you're
There's
talking
no
about.
reason to it. It doesn't mean anything. Why does that mean? What did any of that mean?
You need to back up.
Why don't you ask questions?
I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. You get in between me and my girl, you have a fucking problem.
Because he's trying to set you up and call you a liar.
I'm letting you know right now.
He's trying to call you a liar.
Just give you a hug.
It's not one thing. It's been talked about since that flag showed up.
Multiple times.
And if you don't know what that flag is,
My girl.
I did not be rude to your girl.
Don't run up on my girl.
I did not run up on your girl, bro.
I just held my screen over like a feeling. You came up here and all aggressive. Hey, bro, you came here and all aggressive. Bro, you came up over here. You came up
Next time
over
you
here.
get closer to it's gonna be a different deal. You understand me?
Oh, so you're gonna touch me up, bro?
No,
I didn't
I'm
touch
calling
her.
police.
Bro, I didn't touch anything. It's okay, it's all on stream.
You need to back up.
Bro,
Why
you
don't
came
go
near me.
for a walk?
You came near me,
Why
bro.
don't you go for
You
a
came
walk?
near me, bro.
I think you guys' time is done here.
Bro, you came close to me. You came closer to me,
Bro,
bro.
I'm talking. Fuck that. Fuck that.
I love you, man. I love you, Jerry.
Jersey me. Get the fuck off me.
Jay,
Back
I
up.
love you.
Back up. Back up.
Everybody relax. Everybody.
I'm telling you now. No, you
Everybody relax, y'all. Come on. Come on, boys. Come on. I know. Just relax.
You want a fucking problem? I have a problem. I'm not gonna get in my girl's face. Understand me? Don't disrespect people. Understand me?
But it's okay for you to put your hands on girls? It's okay for you to put your hands on girls, Jay?
Good.
Just back off, lady.
Don't worry about her.
Yeah, because it's okay for you to put your hands on women. You did. You put your hands on me.
The cops are here. There's 20
You
fucking
put your
cameras.
hands
I
on
didn't put
me.
my hands on nobody. Nobody.
Yes, you did.
Nobody.
Yes, you did. Didn't nobody do nothing to your girl?
Somebody comes up near my girl like that again, there's gonna be a problem. I'm letting you know right now.
But it's okay for you to put your hands
When
on
did I do
girls.
that? When?
Earlier.
Cameras here. Where is
There,
it? Where is it?
he's got it. He's got it right there. He's got it right there.
Fuck you. Get off the fucking property. Let's go.
Jersey Jay's property now. Jersey Mike. Thanks, brother. I mean, what happened? Like, what's going on?
I've seen him start shit like 5 times.
He's an antagonist.
We're shaking hands.
I, you know, he's someone who I thought was a good person at first. Seemed like a genuine person. But now, I was talking about. How you doing? You enjoying the show? I'm not. I hate this. Is like the negative. It's like a scary movie.
It'll work out, bud. That's what happens.
What's up? Smoke? Yeah.
That's what happens when you cancel a meeting with me, motherfucker.
I guess so, yeah. I don't know if I have it in me to explain it again. There's a lot to it.
So what happened to his friend? You know, he just the guy got arrested. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but why?
That's what Jersey talking about. The police trying to entice something. I think he knew he had a gun on him.
Okay.
Let's get a prayer going.
Is that not legal in Maryland?
You're allowed to be, I don't know what gun was here.
Like open carry or something?
Maybe. But if you, when you conceal things, almost no state law. Stick a gun in your pocket.
Oh. So it was actually on him.
Yeah, it was inside of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think someone here knew that he had it.
Uh-huh.
And they told them that to get him out of here. I saw it, and I think it's true.
Because did you see everything that happened? Like, did they just pat him down and then they found it?
No, they saw it. They saw it.
Oh, they saw it and then, okay.
They're not supposed to put them in the cameras, but definitely
Just like that gun law. Just like him having.
Somebody told him that they had it. He had it. Somebody
well, actually, the law was
You
illegal.
have to respect the people who run the house that you're living in right now.
No, you do not.
I'm not going to come to your house and tell you how to run your house.
If you were transferred back to, so we're asking, Lord God, that you would bind up any division among our brothers in the name of Jesus.
No, I don't live in that time. I live in 2022.
And now there's the same thing. Slavery laws are there. You're right.
Violent
I know. That's right.
anything, Lord God, we bring up to you, Lord God. So we're just asking a peace that which is beyond understanding, Lord God.
You're saying you have to respect the laws of your hometown, and I'm saying no. If the laws of your hometown are not,
bring about these events.
But right now, I want to ask you about something that would happen right now. I'll answer that because I'm here.
The bus is blocking the road, bro. So the bus isn't blocking the road anymore.
You're present now. I don't know how it would have been. I don't know where it would have been.
Exposed, Lord God, and the accuser of the brethren.
Agnes, where were you? You could have saved us.
We are your children.
I didn't even see the gate.
Super Agnes today. Christ is the way, truth, and life. And Lord God, we ask that you open our eyes. Lord God, we're asking.
Please, do not fight. I'm begging you.
A resolution
No one
to this
fights here.
situation, Lord God.
You don't need to raise
Place your
this
hand
issue
on
on
our
the
hearts, God, and we ask you to lift our lives to you. We surrender ourselves to you, Lord God. Holy Spirit, we I didn't see you, Lord God. We resolve it by your sovereign name, Lord God. We lift this up to you. We take our hands off of it, Lord God. We surrender it up to you.
then we talk to them.
We ask, God,
My thing is, the guy that got arrested.
that's such a good move. Do you want to drink? Lord God, we ask you to bring temptation
Cobes, thank you.
The furthest the bumble has gone as a verbal argument, Lord God, that no one has been harmed. We thank you for that. In Jesus' name. We're asking that you lead us, guide us, direct us, that you sort this out.
No, I'm not a streamer. I'm not a streamer. When I was filming, it was because the police showed up, and I was like, uh-oh. I filmed in case something happens. You have the footage. It's for people's protection.
What are you talking about, the restaurant?
You would reign supreme over the situation.
Oh, that guy?
We're asking for the truth.
Oh, you mean when I was
We're asking for our brothers to come together in unity, Lord God.
It was so ridiculous. I can tell you what happened.
And attack the enemy, Lord God, and that it's not that we are fighting the flesh, Lord God, but we are fighting the darkness and principalities, Lord God, that have come against your children. So we petition.
Well, I was there. Like, I've been here.
With protection and guidance. We come before you to lift this up to you.
No, it doesn't. It does not. It does not mean that. The police were doing something wrong. Well, I'm not saying just either. I'm saying the police were doing
Brandon, I think. Brandon.
Help us to find a way to come together, to resolve these things, to come in agreement.
Yeah, it was like a couple, I think it was maybe 2 days ago. Okay, yeah.
God, we're asking that you would remove these things from us, remove deception, God, remove any deception, any way we've been deceived, any way that we are accusing one another in an unrighteous way, Lord God. We're asking that you would resolve this.
The gun one is perhaps the most important to the freedom we have. We just watched a man get kidnapped by
Thank you, Linda.
Guns in their holsters, kidnapped this guy, put him in a vehicle, and drove him off to lock him in a cage. By the way, I'm not angry with you. It's just, my friend just got kidnapped.
Kim, thank you.
And we are all fighting for the same thing.
Exposing lies. Bringing all light, finding the truth in Jesus' name. We're asking, God.
I understand.
Will.
I know the patient is
God,
going
we
to
have all
test,
sinned,
okay?
we have all made
We've
mistakes,
been doing this
and so
for
we
long.
take
We just
humility in
cannot
our
fight.
hearts, God, and we just
can't.
submit ourselves to you, we find up all of our past sins, Lord God.
Well, my friend just got kidnapped, yeah. My arm sucks. I mean, I'm gonna do that first.
God, that you offer forgiveness
Like I said, I'm going to try to help you
what you
because
did on
I
the
always
cross, Lord
help
God. We're lifting it up to you, we're lifting it up to you.
So I'm going to have the
all
word
up
with
to
him,
you, God,
and
and
either
we
he's
just
going to
take
come
our
and
hands
I'll
off of
talk
it,
to you,
Lord
I
God.
can
Forgive
promise
us for our mistakes, Lord
right
God.
now,
We surrender to your will, we surrender to your will.
Okay, yeah.
We lift it up to you, we lift it up, lift it up, lift it up.
All right,
Clear it
let's
out,
go,
Lord
guys.
God.
Come
Clear
on,
it out.
let's do something.
Lord God. Clear this all out.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Let's go.
Yeah. Oh no, I got here, I don't know. I was driving out and then I was like, why is there like 5 cop cars pulled up here? No context.
Without anything, because I saw it on Elizabeth, and I just thought I'd go up there and see
Yeah.
what's going on. I think you might have just picked up. Yeah, the cops were here. I guess they found a gun on this guy, and that's why they arrested him.
Supposedly. Yeah, yeah.
Here with Zot.
Zot.
A really fun evening.
Yeah, exactly. Lots of fun.
What happened there?
I'm covering this event, so there you go.
I guess they're having a prayer circle over there. I was leaving, like I was literally driving out, and then I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I went back and parked.
No, I would have not even known this was going on if somebody in my chat, they were like,
They did, yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
I got like a PayPal donation with a note attached.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
WYSIWYG. Yeah, I was like, whoa, okay. Yeah, that was a little bit intense. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
it's supposed to be nasty this weekend, you know.
Alright, see you guys later.
Yeah, good night. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all, it's coming.
Are you staying out here in the rain all night?
No, I'm about to go.
Yeah? Okay, good. Good. Don't catch the cold. Yeah, thank you. Well, wasn't that something? I was literally leaving. I had my music on, and I was pulling out. And basically, I saw a bunch of cop cars pulled up. I talked to Eddie, who was taking care of the front gate tonight, and he said that basically some people had showed up who had been asked to leave or evicted or whatever you want to call it. So basically, that's when I turned around and parked and turned my camera on, and then well, the rest was caught. The rest is on camera. If you watch your chat, you would have known about it. I did watch my chat at the end, and I just started this an hour ago when I pulled out. So obviously you weren't paying attention to when I started this. So basically, yeah, the rest is history. If you want to see, like, from that point that I just ended talking about, then you can check out the beginning of this video. So yeah, I don't know, that was really crazy. I was pulling out for the night. I was done, ready to go to bed, and then that happened. So thank you for the super chats. I don't honestly, thank you Roger Waits, and thank you to Cobes as well. And some people I didn't catch because I was really just trying to